Yo, we have some new polling that just dropped, and if you're a Democrat, it's going to make you go, there's going to be clutching of pearls on this one, guys, but there's also a warning, along with one of the best descriptions of why no one likes the lefties on the entire planet. Probably one of the best I've ever heard. In fact, I'm a little jealous I didn't come up with it. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing right now. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Of course, we are out of pocket. We are in transit to SHOT Show. But again, I had to show you guys this one while I'm on a plane. Enjoy this. Okay, let's dive right into this, guys, because this is bananas, what I'm about to show you. Make sure you hit that like button, as I mentioned. Follow me on X at Braden LOA. Let's dive right in. I'm not going to bury the lead on you, even though I'm in a different environment. All right, listen, y'all. You have to search real high and low to find a scenario where you are minus 44 in the disapproval. That's the Democrats. So the whole narrative that has been everyone loves the Democrats because everyone hates Donald Trump. The Democrats as a party, their brand recognition is literally at a minus 44. It is at 28% approval. So before you go around and start articulating your arguments with people and they blast you with the no one likes Donald Trump thing, just drop this little bad boy right on their foreheads and watch them implode. The Democrats are at a 28% approval with a 72% disapproval. And that is a CNN poll. That is not Rasmussen. That is not Republican Insights. That is not Insider Republican behind the big data stuff. That is literally from CNN. 28% are like, cool. They're even losing the liberal wing. The liberal wing represents around 32 to 33% of the entire country. Yep. They're even losing those people. They're at 28%. But there's a warning that I'm going to bring in a second. But before I bring that warning for you guys, I've got to show you one of the best encapsulations of the Democrat Party that I've ever heard. And it came from a comedian, Andrew Schultz. This guy nailed this. Listen to this. Let me hear you in the comments if you agree. And of course, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Listen to this guy rip it in 47 seconds. Almost perfect.
This is the problem with Democrats. You can be weird or you can be pretentious, but you can't be both. And Democrats are weird and pretentious. For example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, yo, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me homophobic.
Thank you.
Transphobic.
Yo,
because of that shit.
Explain that shit. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. This is not a big deal. Right. What does you care about
it's like shut up and dribble.
Shut your mouth and dribble.
What you mean?
And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, fuck these guys. Trump, fix this whole shit. These motherfuckers went too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid.
You tell me that is not a perfect summation of the Democratic Party. I'm going to take an insanely far left radical take. And then when I do, and you say any type of resistance or anything outside of my approved virtue signal, I'm going to lambaste you morally, ethically, and emotionally. Yeah, read between the lines. America literally looks at the Democrat Party and says, read between the lines, I'll tell you which one to pick. Because that's exactly what they do. They emotionally virtue signal all over the place. It gets all over you. It's a terrible mess. No one likes it. It's vote repellent. And then they talk down to you when they lose still. I mean, like, they have got people figured out. Let me just tell you. Let me get back into this. I want to show you some, just to remind you something of what I'm talking about. 28% approval rating. No one likes these people. I've told you I'm going to relegate them to the dustbin of history. It's not because I'm a magician. It's because I'm going to point out things that are incredibly obvious and everyone agrees with. Hello? 72% disapprove, and that's from CNN? Let's continue. I got even more for you. Let's jump right over here to this generic ballot. Now, this is the part where it comes as the warning for anyone on the right, the conservatives, the independents, the people who are aligned with MAGA or MAGA adjacent, if you will. This is a very important piece, and not because of the generic ballot number. That 5% difference is irrelevant, irrelevant words. That little part right down here. Extremely motivated to vote. Democrats are out of power. They feel that they are out of power. They are more motivated to vote because they want the power back. They want some semblance of control. They view any type of control as a resemblance of a power they once had. They don't feel like they have a voice being expressed, so therefore they're going to be activated to do it. This is a obvious, very serious concern about who's going to be motivated to vote and not. Which is why I blast people who black pill all the frickin' time, because all you're doing is demotivating people to vote when you're letting the other side be activated to vote. That's all that's happening. That's why you will never see me black pill. I'll offer feedback where it's appropriate. I'll give you praise where it's appropriate. But I'm never just going to say throw your hands up in the air and not vote. A lot of people do. I won't, for that very reason. But this is important because if you do not grind like you're losing, if you do not vote like you're losing, if you do not act like you're losing, you do not share things like this like you're losing, you're going to make that a fruition because the other side is simply, just by human nature, extremely activated to vote. Yes, no one likes them. But they're not in the position of, I want the person that I like. They're in the mental position of, I need some semblance of control, and this party represents control against which I do not like, which is Donald Trump. That's what you're looking at actively. You can write it down, you can postmark it, you can put a stamp on that. That's what you're seeing with this extremely motivated to vote wing. The Democrats may not have a huge advantage in approval and policy, but they have a huge advantage in voter enthusiasm because they're all scared. That's the point. All right, let's keep on going. I got even more stuff for you. Again, guys, this is important stuff. You have to share it. 92% of people who voted for Trump in 2024 gave him a positive job rating today, per Wall Street Journal. 92% of the biggest coalition that's ever formed. This is the point. What brought him into the popular vote and win the popular vote for a Republican, which is extremely difficult, to win the Electoral College, to win all the swing states, to win the House and the Senate and the White House, all of those things, 92% of the people who put him in place are still cool with it. 92. That's incredible. That is remarkable. The amount of propaganda that people are under and still hold to their values and hold to what they voted for, incredible. It doesn't come down to political identity because everyone is pretty much firmly set where they're going on this. It comes down to activation and enthusiasm to vote, which is why that little warning exists right in the middle of this domination Oreo that I'm bringing you. All right, let's keep on trucking because that's a really good number. I want to show you what everyone thinks. This is the whole thing about policy that I just mentioned. People aren't changing their perspective on policy in the respective parties. It's all about activation and likelihood to vote and motivation to vote. Look, border security. Republicans plus 28, immigration, economy, inflation, rising prices, foreign policy, Russia-Ukraine war, tariffs, having the right priorities. All of those are heavily Republican. This is a Wall Street Journal poll, okay? This is recent, 1,500 registered voters. This is a big poll, okay? You know what the Dems have? Healthcare, vaccine policy, looking out for middle-class families, and caring about people like you. No one gives a shit about those four things. No one. That's the whole point. Where you look at all of the political analysis and all the hot points and the things that are the most important in the culture right now and the population, border security, immigration, economy, and inflation. Republicans are heavily dominating on all of them. It's because the policies are better, and everyone knows it. You can see it. But the motivation to vote and the desire for power over a Donald Trump monster is a very powerful motivator. You've got everything in the bag. You have everything that you need. We have everything going for us. The nation is shifting right. But you have to be able to vote and maintain it because that is the thing that you're going up against. It's not about people hating Trump, hating the policies. It's about who's going to get out and do it. And that's the warning I've got for you. But guys, I'm telling you, it's not looking good for Dems. If all the Republicans go and vote, it's going to be even worse for the Dems because every single thing is lining up as a nightmare scenario 3.0 with Trump's midterms coming up this year. I'm just saying. Let me know what you think if I landed the plane, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.